Starseeds, welcome back. So today we're not going to be doing any recipe videos, but instead Greg is going to be talking to us about the gear that we use on our channel to shoot our vlogs, the recipe videos, and also the photos that we take. So Greg?
Yes, Irene?
Yes, Greg? I'm
here now. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time we upload a video, because she makes amazing recipes and obviously I eat them.
Yes.
So we're the dynamic duo, as I call it. She cooks and I eat, so it works out. Okay, so let's start with the gear. Here, this is the bag that we use. This is the ProTactic 450 AW that we use to travel and store the gear. And I like this bag because it's very rough. Hard case, so all the gear is protected and it fits perfectly into flights, so on the overhead in the flights, so it fits perfectly there and it holds almost all my gear. So this is the bag that we're using, and if we unzip the bag then we can see all the gear. Oh
yeah.
So we're shooting with a Sony a7 III, which is shooting us right now, so I can't really show you the camera. I'll put a photo so you can see it. And we're shooting the main lens that we're using is the 16-35 G Master, which ever since I got it is 90% of the time is on the camera, and that's all we're using. But I want to talk about a little bit about all the lenses that we use and why I use them and what kind of filters we use and blah 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 to get like better quality videos and better quality audio and better quality photos. So let me show you the gear. Okay, so first let's start with all the lenses and then we'll work our way to the microphones and the filters, okay? So the two most used lenses that I use is the 16-35, which is right on the camera. And then the second most used lens is the Sony 90 Macro. So this is the 90 Macro. And the reason I love this lens is because it's a macro lens, so I can get really close to the food every time I'm shooting food. And it completely blurs the background, so we live in an apartment and sometimes I don't want to show like if there's an ugly background, and if I get close to the food, everything else melts away. So all we see is the food, and it takes like all your focus goes on the food. So this is my favorite lens to use for food, and generally for food photographers like to use longer focal lengths, so like 35 and 50 are not really used that much. 50 is used but not that much. Like usually they use 85 and up, so this is a great lens for that.
Let's interrupt you for 1 second.
Why?
What's going on with these things? With your
fingers? These are bass fingers. That's what happens when you play the bass. You get this.
Yes.
Second lens is the 85 1.8. So this is a Sony portrait lens, and I use this to shoot like portraits of Irene. And
yes,
then
sir.
We got the 35, the Samyang 35 1.4. So this lens, the reason I use this lens is because it's a 1.4 aperture and it lets me shoot videos in low light. So when we're doing travel vlogs, like all the vlogs in London that we shot was like 80% of the vlogs were shot on this because we were shooting a lot at night in dim lit areas, and the 1.4 really allows for a lot of light to come into the camera. So this is what we use it for. And 35 is a general, like, it's a great focal length for like general walk around. So this is the most used lens for that. And then we got this beast right here. This guy is a newly acquired lens. Is the Sony 100-400. And as you can see, it's a big guy. It's a heavy lens, very heavy lens. And I haven't traveled with this yet, so we were supposed to travel this year, but you know, coronavirus happened and then we can't go anywhere. So this, like, we got it mostly to shoot like things that are far away. So let's say we want to shoot like the city from like up high and we want to get close details of the city, then we would use this. Like if we want to shoot animals from far away, we would use this lens. So I invested in this lens for a couple of reasons. Also, I'm a photographer, so I need the lens for other stuff. But for the channel, like, we're gonna use it for vlogging and like shooting things that are far away. So not really a needed lens for food photography or food videos.
So we should definitely discuss the wide angle lens. I absolutely hate the wide angle lens, and it should never be used for human beings. Why?
Because it's the best lens in the world.
No, why? Because it ends up making you look
Like a dragon.
A dragon. Your arms become like super long and like you just look awkward and like your face protrudes. I don't know.
Yeah, when you're using wide lenses, they're not very, like, they don't make humans look very good.
Yeah, and that's what we're using right now.
It makes your nose bigger, it makes your ears bigger.
You just look weird. Like,
you look like a dragon. It makes your arms long. Like,
wait, did you change the lens now?
Yeah, I just changed the lens.
So initially we were using a wide angle. So if we look weird in the first part of the video, I apologize.
So this is the Sony 16-35 that I was mentioning before. The most used lens. This, I shoot everything with this. All right, so let's talk about microphones. So for microphones, we're using the Rode system, the Rode Go. So I have this here, it's a wireless microphone, and the receiver goes on the camera. We got this last year and it made everything much easier. So now I can be far away from Irene or close, and the microphone is always on me or on her, and the sound is very clear. The other microphone we use is this other Rode, I think it's the Rode Micro. It's a very cheap, like $60 microphone, a shotgun microphone, but it works great and it has a windscreen as well. So if you're outside, you don't get any wind noise. So this works great and it's very cheap. Just so that I have an extra battery in here. That's new. Okay. And then the third microphone is another like little microphone that clips on you. And this is just like another backup microphone in case like the Rode doesn't work, like the Rode Go, the wireless, or like this, something happens to it. We have a third one, a cheaper one, just in case to get something if all breaks. Okay? Then let's talk about filters. People don't really use filters for food, but they can be used. So I have two filters here. These are, well, I have three actually. This is the ND filter. And these babies, look at these babies. These are so nice. So these are polarizing filters from Polar Pro. And I use this all the time for photography, but even for food, sometimes I use them. So if you have like bright highlights and if you have like glass and shiny things, basically if you put these filters in front of the lens, it takes away all the shine. So if you shoot, let's say, if you shoot the sea, let's say, which is like shining, the sun is shining on the sea, the water, you don't see through the water, but when you put these filters on the lens, you can, it takes away the glare and you can actually see into the water. And the same works like if you're using like, I don't know, like glassware. If you have like glassware and you want to shoot the food that's inside and the glass is shining, if you put this on, the shine goes away and then you can see into the glass. So these are very helpful. And then the other filter is the ND filter. So if you want to take videos outside, you need one of these. These basically like, they cut light. So you put this on the camera and like you twist it and it cuts all the light that's entering the camera. So if you're shooting outside, usually we shoot 24 frames per second and my shutter speed have to be 1/50th. So to get it to 1/50th, and I don't want to go to f20, for example, on the lens, I have to use one of these to cut down the light. So very helpful for vlogs and stuff like that, anything that's outdoor. Okay, and then
what's next?
We also use all the time our phones, right? Because our phones have really good cameras on them right now. This is the 11 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro. And we've shot vlogs on this and it looks great. And the only problem with the phone is that the microphones are not good. So we have this. This is a Shure MV88, that's what it's called. It's a little microphone with lightning port that connects to the phone and you have a good quality audio. And you just download an app and you can control the microphone. And this, to be honest, I compared it with my Zoom H6, which is like a $500 like audio recorder with supposedly good microphones. This sounds better. And this is $100 or $120 or 120 euro. Great little thing to have. You can always have it on you because it's small. And if you just want to like shoot videos with a phone, which is, by the way, a phone is perfectly good enough to shoot videos with today's phones. So if you just get a phone, if you already have a phone and you buy one of these, and then you buy a little tripod,
you're good to go.
You're set. You can shoot videos all day. no problem. Okay, so we talked about all that. So in here, I have another ND filter. I have a pen, because I always carry a pen just in case if we need one. Extra batteries for microphones, and some cleaning cloths for the lenses and whatever. And then, do we have anything else here we're missing? No, we covered everything. And then in here, we have the laptop. This is a 15-inch MacBook Pro, the 2019 version. And then Irene also has one. So she usually like writes all her recipes on hers, and I do all my video editing on this. And if we ever need something, we just airdrop each other. Like I airdrop her like 20 photos at the end of the day because she wants to post to Instagram. And it works great. And it works with our iPhones.
It does.
And then finally, we have this gimbal. Now this is the Zhiyun Weebill S. It's a good gimbal. It works really good, really great. And it holds my Sony with the 16-35 on, or the 90. I haven't tried the big beast, the 100-400. I'm pretty sure it would, well, maybe it would be able to hold it, but I'm not sure. But we use this like, recently I started using gimbals more, so if, even for food, like I got tired of using tripods. They're tiring. You know, you set it up, you can only do this and that, and then if you want to move, you have to pick it up, put it here. So you get one of these and you can move freely. Of course, there's a learning curve and you have to learn how to use it, but it's great for that. So we use that, and we also use it on like vlogs and stuff like that. And then recently, we acquired a little Fuji X Pro 1. This is the original X Pro 1, I think the first digital camera that Fuji made. And it takes amazing photos.
It does?
I can't believe the photos that come out of this little guy. This is really nice. I think that's it. I think we talked about everything.
Yeah.
Except, of course, except the most important thing.
Which is?
The light that we use.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, you can't...
Very important.
The light is more important than the camera, than the lenses, than everything. So I'm gonna take a video on my iPhone so you can see. This is the aperture, the 300D Mark II that we use, and it's a huge light and it lights us.
You want to show them my new keyboard as well? Just make a little left.
That's a new keyboard.
Right.
Anyway, so we use this all the time for all our videos, and it lights everything perfectly.
It does. Very happy with it.
So guys, that's all the gear that we use, unless I'm forgetting something. But just to let you know that you don't need all this gear to make videos. Like I said, you can just, if you have a good phone, like a recent phone from this year or last year, and you get a little tripod for it and a microphone, you can shoot videos. The reason I have so much gear is that also I'm a photographer, so I do this professionally, so that's why I have all this gear, and it helps the channel. So obviously the better cameras you have, the better lenses, the better the quality looks, but you really don't need them. So at the end of the day, the content is what's important, and all these things are just extra.
Well, Greg, that was a very informative video.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you guys next time for the next recipe video. You gotta do the kiss.
I ain't doing a kiss.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.